What is apotheosis? Have you ever wondered how ancient Romans transformed their leaders into gods? This fascinating process is known as apotheosis. In ancient Rome, apotheosis was the formal act of elevating a deceased emperor or notable figure to divine status. This meant they were considered a god after their death. The roots of this practice lie in Roman beliefs about ancestors. They thought that the souls of their forebears could become divine beings. The term used for this elevation was consecratio, which refers to the consecration or deification of an individual. Interestingly, apotheosis was not common during the early days of the Roman Republic. The legendary founder of Rome, Romulus, was one of the few figures who was deified as the god Quirinus. However, things changed with Julius Caesar. He was the first Roman to be officially recognized as a god after his death. His adopted heir, Augustus, took this further by establishing the Imperial cult. This meant that Augustus institutionalized the worship of Julius Caesar, paving the way for future emperors to be deified after they passed away. The apotheosis ceremony was a grand event, combining state and religious significance. It usually required a decree from the Senate and the approval of the people. One of the most symbolic moments during the ceremony was the releases of an eagle. This act was believed to carry the emperor's soul to the heavens, marking his ascent to the divine. The ritual itself was a blend of mourning and celebration. A wax effigy of the deceased emperor would be placed on a golden couch in the palace. Senators and noblewomen dressed in mourning attire surrounded the effigy. Over the course of 7 days, the effigy would symbolically deteriorate, representing the emperor's death and transformation. After this period, the effigy was carried in a procession along the Via Sacra to the Campus Martius, where the apotheosis was publicly commemorated. Apotheosis served several important purposes in ancient Rome. It honored the emperor as the father of the country, reinforcing his legacy and divine favor. It also legitimized the ruling dynasty by connecting emperors to the divine realm, which strengthened their authority and the imperial cult. Additionally, this practice provided a religious and political framework that unified the empire. It inspired moral and civic reform by presenting the emperor as a model worthy of emulation. In summary, apotheosis in ancient Rome was the official deification of deceased emperors, beginning with Julius Caesar and solidified by Augustus. The ceremonies involved religious rituals, Senate approval, and public displays that symbolized the emperor's rise to godhood. This practice played a significant role in both the spiritual and political life of the Roman Empire.